Hey guys, Ash Lane here, coming at you today highlighting a winning deck in Clash Royale. So we're calling it the deck of the dragon, not because it centers around the dragon, but rather because it's the deck used by Dragonfly, who you might have seen him on TV Royale. He actually was kind enough to write up this in-depth guide to the deck. So let's go ahead and discuss this first, and then we'll get to the actual replays, some of which, or at least one of which, will be from TV Royale. So Dragon says you would this high cost deck, which most players would naturally avoid due to its slow nature. It's a high cost of 5.1 average elixir. You have a smaller margin of error than lower cost faster deck. One troop misplacement or a bad opening hand can leave a large impact on the outcome of the match. Now, if you go down to the third paragraph, he says that he would have to say this is an advanced deck, and that the higher the level of the cards, the better it performs. The key to winning with this deck is to play slow defensively, be aware of your opponent's elixir count and deck rotation. Once you have a handle on what your tower can defend against by itself, don't be afraid to take some damage or even lose a tower completely. The right attack or the right counter will easily get you 3 stars with this deck. On defense, he goes on to point out that Barbarian Hut should be placed as your main defense. Barbarians can be used against single target troops or to slow down an assault against your towers. Arrows save for the squishies that don't deserve to be alive. P.E.K.K.A. if against a golem or a giant, you want time so the opponent troops can arrive on your side so the towers can do additional damage to them. And on offense, P.E.K.K.A. should be placed at the back of the map, allowing you to regain some of your elixir and send additional troops for your push. Dragon should have a slight lead on the P.E.K.K.A. to take on the defense or tower aggro, giving your P.E.K.K.A. more hit points once he gets to the tower, which should be dropped slightly behind the P.E.K.K.A., allowing the Skellies to advance in front and help distract and get further on the push. Goblin Barrel, he goes on to say that he loves this card. Within a couple of seconds, you can send troops to a particular point on the map. Barbarians are a great meat shield on offense. They do a lot of damage if left unattended. I'm sure we all know that. And lastly, the rocket targets defenses or troop huts, because I know a lot of you will immediately ask, well, what do I do against an Inferno Tower with this really heavy hit point tanky deck? Well, that's why you have the rocket in there. You might have to use the rocket against those Inferno Towers or against even huts if you're playing against a swarm deck. So let's go ahead and take a look at Dragonfly's replay on TV Royale, and then I just had him play me with the deck so we could go over exactly how he destroyed me. So first we'll watch the TV Royale episode, but you can see his deck over here. He won 1-0, and he has, we'll just cover all the cards because we haven't really gone over everything. So the Barbarian Huts will be your main defensive unit, keeping Barbarians applying that offensive pressure. He has the Witch deployed behind the P.E.K.K.A.s. He has the P.E.K.K.A.s, the heavier damage-dealing troop. He has the Baby Dragon to deal some splash damage from the air. The Goblin Barrel, such a great offensive weapon. And then the Barbarian, such a great flexible card. He has the Rocket, which is going to help out to finish off those towers if needed or take down those defensive units. So let's get right into this actual replay. See some game action here. Watch this deck in action. The good thing about the deck is it doesn't have, well, maybe not the good thing, but it doesn't have any of the new cards. So people who are just picking up the game or people who have not gotten the new legendary cards yet, you can still use this deck. He's going to go ahead and start out with that Barbarian Hut. Barbarians, like he said in the intro there, they're going to provide a constant pressure on that right lane now, and you're going to use them as a defensive weapon too. So you can see what Dragonfly does here is playing things slow, like he said, doesn't want to have any misplays, so he plays the P.E.K.K.A. way in the back and then just allows himself to have plenty of time to recoup here. You know his Witch is probably going to be his next play here. Let's see what he does. So you have that nice flow of the Barbarians. Now you see the Golem coming down, so he has the Witch selected, and there it is. Witch selected, he has the arrows. He's going to use the arrows to quickly take down that skeleton army, and then the P.E.K.K.A. is going to really quickly make quick work of that Golem there before he can get that first shot out on that Barbarian Hut. So now he has a nice push going. Look at this. The opponent is actually low on elixir now, and he still has the P.E.K.K.A., the Barbarian, the Baby Dragon, and the Witch. So that is the combo we talked about in the intro, and then he's going to add insult to injury, adding the Goblin Barrel, and really quickly gets that right tower down. That's what we're talking about with this deck. Has a great ability to turn a defense into a counter push into a great offense, and that's really what this game is all about, right? You have defensive units that survive the defending onslaught, and then you turn them into a great offensive push, try to catch your opponent at an elixir disadvantage, and that's the name of the game. So again here, this is a golem, same combination. A golem and a baby dragon coming at him. Let's see how he plays it this time. Again, places the P.E.K.K.A. a little bit behind. The P.E.K.K.A. is going to target the golem. He wants to make sure that P.E.K.K.A. locks onto that golem. There's going to be a lot of troops placed on the half court line by the opponent there, by Caleb. But he uses a rocket. You can see a rocket, a surprisingly versatile card. He uses the rocket to take out all those other troops that were going to merge onto the tower and the P.E.K.K.A. after that. And then he drops the baby dragon, and look at this. Again, the baby dragon's going to take the attention away from the P.E.K.K.A. And even though there's a golem and a baby dragon on the other side, the P.E.K.K.A. is going to get a few shots in on that golem. Golem is about half health or so, maybe a little bit less. So now it's time to, you guessed it, drop another P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. is going to target the golem, and he has the arrows totally ready there for that skeleton army. So again, he's going to cut that push short there. And you can see at this point, only 12 seconds, 10, 9, 8 seconds left in the match. It really works out well. This deck is really powerful. Of course, you have to be very careful and patient. This attack specifically made it look really easy. The opponent says, wow, because he couldn't believe it. I don't think he got one shot off on his towers there. And when you can beat somebody who's a top 100 player, and they don't even do any damage to your towers, maybe like one hit in there, it's an impressive win. So you can see I'm trying out new decks here, and I asked Dragonfly, go ahead and play me. You know, don't take it easy on me. Is that the right replay? No, it's not. Okay. I asked Dragonfly to play me. There we go. So don't take it easy on me. Go ahead and show me this deck and kill me with it. And he certainly did that. So let's go. I have this Prince deck again. As you can see from my log, not having a ton of success with it, just having some fun though against my clanmates, testing out new cards in the deck. And what he's going to do is, it looks like that's his opening play. His go-to opening play is the Barbarian Hut right in the middle of the map. So that would probably be what I would advocate as well. So he's going against my deck, which has the Prince, the Golem, the Wizard, and Barbarians, Arrows, Tombstones. So what he's going to do is the same thing he just did against Caleb, right? He's going to put the P.E.K.K.A. behind the King Tower. At this point, he's just buying time, buying time, buying time. And then here comes the Witch. I actually take down his right tower. I know he's low on elixir, so boom, my Prince actually single-handedly will take down his right tower. That's one thing with this deck, because it's so high in elixir cost, you got to be careful about someone sneaking in a Hog or a Prince or a Dark Prince on one of your towers. But look at this, though. He has his own offensive surge coming at me. I really have no choice but to use my Barbarians to hopefully take down that Witch. They are not successful, unfortunately. So now, look at this, guys. I have the P.E.K.K.A., the Witch, the Goblin Barrel, the Barbarian, the Baby Dragon, all coming at me. I mistimed my spell there. What did I even use? I mistimed my arrows, so not looking too good for me right now. I am able to stave off this attack just barely, but he has the rocket as well, remember, and now he softens up my King Tower even more. So at this point, I'm like, okay, you've pretty much got me. And he's waiting here for his elixir to return. I'm waiting for my elixir to return. It is an elixir stalemate at this point in the match. So what am I going to do here? Well, I think you can probably guess. I'm going to play the Golem. I have the Golem selected. He has nothing selected right now. So I play the Golem. He's ready for it, and he's ready with the he's going to do the Barbarian Hunt. He's going to do his thing. At this point, it's becoming a little repetitive, his strategy, but you know what? It is so effective, right? So the Barbarian Hut, and then the P.E.K.K.A., and I think we're going to know what's going to be next. It's going to be the Witch, or maybe the Dragon. Let's see what he does here. He does the Baby Dragon for some splash damage. But then he has, coming at me, he has the Baby Dragon, the P.E.K.K.A., the Barbarian Hut, a lot of stuff coming at me there. Uses his Barbarians against my offense here, against my Wizard. So at this point, I know it's over. He says good game, but, or does he say good game? I thought he did. He says good game a little prematurely, but he knows he has me because when you can get that combination on the map, on the board, it's really hard to counter. It's really hard. I'm trying to counter with a Prince at this point, hoping I can transition this Prince into an offensive counter surge, but then he builds a builder's hut over here to just back up that P.E.K.K.A, and he's going to get close to my King Tower. We move into sudden death right now, but he has, again, coming at me, the Baby Dragon, the Barbarians, and the P.E.K.K.A, trying to keep that P.E.K.K.A alive, drops the Goblin Barrel. I'm ready with the arrows there, but I know he has the rocket, and that's indeed what's going to kill me here. Here comes the rocket, just barely sniping out those barbarians, and the rocket is down. 3 crowned versus me with this Dragonfly deck. So guys, try it out. Let me know how it works for you guys. Dragonfly is currently 46th in the world, so it's certainly working really well for him. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care.
We don't play for fame, we don't play for cash. We just play for the glory and the crash of the ash.